Now, it's back to school time, as we've been reporting on, for inland pupils, but it seems as though teaching and learning will take time to get underway. And that's because of the poor infrastructure and dilapidated schools. In Balfour, Mpumalanga, parents are concerned about the safety of their children at the Secheng Secondary School. They are now calling for the Provincial Education Department to intervene urgently. eNCA reporter Pule Letshwiti-Jones is out at the school and joins us now for the very latest. So a very good morning to you, Pule Letshwiti-Jones. Maybe you can start by telling us what exactly it is that the parents are saying about the status and the infrastructure of the school at the moment.
Yeah, definitely. Our parents are quite upset, frustrated, and of course, impatient as to when the Department of Education, this province, will actually adhere to its promises and try to fix the infrastructure at one of the neighboring schools around here. And so currently where we're stationed right now is a neighboring school just about 2 minutes away from Secheng Secondary School, which is under the spotlight, where we understand here grade 8 and 9 learners are currently being accommodated, and the grade 10 to 12 learners are currently at the Secheng Secondary School. If you have a look at that school, obviously you see those visuals on your screen. The infrastructure is quite in a very terrible state, and it's not safe for school pupils as well to actually be learning under those conditions. In fact, the union SATU was also saying this is a quite terrible state. We reached out to comment for them, and we're still waiting for the Department of Education in the province to give us some sort of insight as to why this has been delayed. I mean, we understand that this school engulfed flames in 2019. There were promises that were made by the department to say the school will be fixed around 2020, but all we have seen is that there's only a demarcation around the school, and that's it. There hasn't been much improvement thereof, and the school pupils don't have access to some of the school facilities which are important, especially for the science pupils, such as labs and such as other resources where they can practice their practical experiments, amongst others. But let's just take a listen to what the parents had to say regarding the school, and I'll paraphrase as to what they're saying. They're speaking in Sesotho. Let's just take a listen.
No, sena di crack tse ngata mo di tapseng mo le ke di crack fela, and a re kgotsofalle le taba gore no re se tshwanetse re ithekele dibuka no re ka re bana ba safety ya bana ba rona no a sa teng no ke gale re za mo lokisa mon ke bona ga re se re palletse
sekolo se le sa bua le runa le motsa ho feta tsa re ba tlo builder that building ba tlo etsa renew by building not today. I saw build house it's next ke na kwetelle basar arabi ha ba etsi next ntse ba re ba yatla bona ba tlo lokisa since ba kenya fence ba feletse ka o kenya fence ba rono fetile fela fence ntwe re ka re ke fence re kreileng ho ngata no tololo ba re faila ba education region ba re faila le province ke bona ba re faila.
Pule, before we get into what the school is saying about the Department of Education's action around these issues, just a quick translation into what those parents had to say, please.
So essentially what the parents are saying is that they are quite frustrated that they were told they need to start purchasing and buying their own stationery for their children who are going back to school. But of course, when looking at the condition of the school, they're saying that they're quite upset that it is delayed for such a long time, and that since 2019 nothing has been done to fix the school. They say that they feel as though their children are not safe when they're at the school, and that it could collapse at any moment, and therefore they're requesting for the urgent intervention of the Department of Education in the province, because they feel as though they have been let down. Now, but the school has responded. The SGB says that they are aware of what is going on, and they have committed themselves to say they will be meeting various stakeholders, particularly from the Department of Education and, of course, the executives within this municipality, to see how they can fast-track the process of ensuring that they can get the school back to speed and back to its full functional capacity and ability to ensure that it can house the school pupils at a very safer condition. It's quite a big school. It has the potential to be quite a great school, but it needs that will. It needs the commitment from the Department of Education, of course, and the various stakeholders to come on board and ensure that it can become an academic institution which can be quite proper to house some of these children from these neighboring communities here in Balfour, Mpumalanga. Let's just take a listen to what the SGP had to say when we spoke to him in the morning.
It is a concern, the delay that we're facing here. This school was supposed to be demolished 3 years ago, so that the following year we can start the reconstruction of the new building, of which the drawings are ready. We don't know exactly where the delay is, but it is with the department because they are the ones who are supposed to fund the new building. The delay is costing us so much because we have kids who are doing science subjects, of which now there's no laboratory that is they're supposed to do practicality at the laboratory. They're only doing science, only on theory, but there's no practicality that is happening. It's affecting us also. There are teachers now who are traveling up and down from one school to another school, of which is costing them from their own pockets.